welcome back to a bonus episode of the Variety Show, and it comes to you from my car in the Cineworld car park at Hemel Hempstead. I have just seen James Gunn's Supergirl, and no doubt you would have seen the tirade of negative and hatred towards the film all across social media. And let's face it, from what I've seen, it hasn't necessarily reviewed amazingly from some of the big names either. I get it that people follow reviews because they'd have to trust something. I don't tend to look at the big reviewers. I definitely don't tend to follow social media because, honestly, watching a film is about what you want to see and what you enjoy. What comes to mind is Paul Gannon of Cheap Show. If you haven't listened to their podcast, please go and find them. They're on all social media. The Cheap Show podcast. They're a UK-based comedy duo who are rude and fantastically funny. Now, Paul is a Ghostbusters fan. He also has a love for what's called Ghostbusters 2016 or Answer the Call or whatever you choose to call it. And most people can agree or will remember the fact that the world turned against this film. They turned their backs on it. Oh, it's just a woman's thing. It's just remaking something because they can to give it women lead, and hatred from the very beginning, even before it had come out. I'm a big fan of the angry video game nerd, James Rolfe. He released a video before it had even come out saying, "I refuse to watch this." And the damage that does to a film franchise or a film alone is immense when you consider the millions of subscribers, the reach that some people have, and not being careful about your choice of words or even being fair to something before you even give it a chance is destructive, and it's pointless. And it's one of the reasons I try not to follow reviews. And I fully understand it's a weird thing to then be doing a review if I say don't follow reviews. All I'm trying to do is say you must make your own mind up. Listen to reviews if you must, but you will never understand if a film is good or bad if you never go to see it. Okay, Answer the Call in this case. I allowed myself to be doubtful about it based on social media and based on the reviews I saw. I went to see it at the cinema and I adored it. I watched it on streaming and I've watched it plenty of times since. And yes, there's parts of it that I think I would have done differently. There's parts of it I think, did you have to do this? But on the whole, I really enjoy the film. And if I hadn't allowed myself to go and see it, I would have just been one of the many people out there thinking, well, it's a terrible film, I don't need to see it. And that's so destructive to the industry, let alone a film that was good. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, social media has been all over Supergirl, and honestly, it's for the most ridiculous reasons. The fact that they've gone against the fact that James Gunn didn't choose someone that people consider a beauty. The actress playing Supergirl, Millie Alcott, was absolutely phenomenal, and she's beautiful. Yet all these people, because she's not of this perceived standard of beauty, they cannot see it being worthwhile. And the comments, the constant stream of negativity of, oh, this strange look, and oh, look at this, and look at that, and oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Has been around since the Superman film, which, by the way, was fucking awesome. It was the greatest of Superman films. It was so much fun. And this is exactly what Supergirl was as well. It was fun. It was truly, truly fun, and it was different. And there's just so much get from this that if you just followed the cliched, traditional Hollywood expectations and that you'd stuck with doing all of the things that people want to see over and over again, then all you're going to get is a cut and copy Hollywood action film, which honestly would have been average. And we didn't get that. What we got was a DC film produced by James Gunn, and whether you like him or not, whether you're stuck in the I desperately want to be penetrated by Zack Snyder so he can bring back more films, bully for you, because I've just been into Screen 2 at Hemel Cineworld. That's their super screen. It's the second largest screen in this cinema, and what I saw was glorious. Oh, right. Why are people not liking it? There's so many reasons, and I'm not going to go into all of them. Yes, they don't like the leading actress because she looks different to what they want. Well, that's just stupid. Number two, I've just seen that it's a dog film. God, the number of complaints I've seen about Crypto being annoying, Crypto this, Crypto that. For a film that's basically about him being saved, he is in it very little. And can I just point out as well, one of the biggest film franchises today, John Wick, is about a dead dog. You cannot say, oh, a film about a dog, that's bloody stupid. The world loved John Wick and his dog gets killed. So sorry, films about dogs are absolutely fine, and you just whinging about the dog being annoying. He's in it for a minimal amount of time, and I tell you what, no, he's not annoying. He's a dog, and he's exactly what you picture a dog would be like if he had superpowers. Seriously. Now, moving on, because obviously I'm going to end up ranting and moaning, going left, right, and it's going to be a very weird review. I can tell you that much straight away. The first 10 seconds of this film tells you exactly what this film's going to be. It's not going to be a Superman film. All those people that are longing for a Supergirl film just to be another Superman, oh, go and save the world, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to get that. You are getting a very different film. And it's for the better of it. Now, if we look at the majority of Superman movies, prior to Snyder especially, family-friendly, loved by many, very corny, a lot of fun. And I will have nothing said against the original Superman films. I am a very, very big fan of them. I genuinely love them. As cheesy as evil Superman with his stubble, the nuclear is bad message, all of those things just made them what they were. What James Gunn has done is he took Superman and he's added some spice to it. And he's got it to that 12A certificate here in the UK. And he's done that because he needs to open up to a new audience. And he's doing something that I genuinely appreciate, which is not another origin story. Now, with Supergirl, that's slightly different. We are getting somewhat of an origin story thrown in with its own story, but it's only flashbacks. And for me, that was fine. I was desperately worried that I was going to walk into this film and think, if this is just another origin story that's going to lead on to a standard Superman-style film, then yes, maybe I am going to be negative about it. But no, the first 10 seconds we see Krypto piss on a newspaper of Clark Kent, and then we see, Superman, and then we see Supergirl pissed up in a bar, getting drunk regularly, fight. It's not what you expect. And it's going to open up the whole franchise and the whole idea and the characters to a different generation, a different selection of people that may not have been in the super world. And you've got to remember, these films, you could make them for die-hard Superman fans and you still wouldn't make them happy. You could look at the graphic novels, the comics, the original films. You could base it as close on those as you could, and people will find a fault with it. What they won't do is they won't look at the film objectively and say, actually, there was a lot of good to this. Instead, they're going to look at it negatively and just say, no, didn't like it, hated it, they didn't do this didn't happen in the comic. You'll never make them happy. So making this film aim for a generation and a crowd of people that don't necessarily going to want to see it is a brilliant move, because it's going to introduce them to a new world that they've got no idea about. And it should work if people give it a chance. So yeah, it's clear from the get-go it's never going to be cut from the same cloth as the original Superman films, the original Supergirl film, which honestly was dire back in whenever it was, the 80s, I think. But I hold to my statement of why should it be cut from the same cloth? Why should it follow those same things over and over again? We've seen them, and they don't always work. People want something new, and this is what James Gunn has given us. Now, like Guardians before, and Peacemaker, and Suicide Squad, and various other projects he's been involved with, the costumes, the prosthetics, they're just phenomenal. The creation of the worlds that Supergirl, Millie Alcott goes through, absolutely wonderful. And you can just see the inspiration from so many places. There's a bus scene, one of the best fight scenes in the film. They're on an intergalactic bus. Brilliant setting, brilliant design, bus driver, and he has a little friend. Straight up inspired from what you see within kind of the Star Wars sort of films. You've got inspiration of aliens crawling through air ducts when they're on the bad guy's ship. There's just, you can see where James Gunn takes his inspiration from and then puts his own spin on things. As I say, my favourite fight scene's got to be the bus fight scene. It's so close now, and I'm trying not to give too many spoilers because obviously I want you to go and see this. But the bus fight scene, there's so much going on in it. Close quarter combat, just really well done. Teleportation done exactly as you kind of expected. It just looked futuristic and it looked good. And then the world building. I've already said the world building's brilliant. There's little bits and pieces that, again, Star Wars inspired. You've got a giant caterpillar slug thing kept inside what looks like a popcorn cabinet, and it's literally shitting out popcorn. And 2 minutes later, she tastes it. Oh, fuck, this tastes like shit. And just lovely little bit of comedy there. Brilliant animatronics and everything involved to make it. A lot of the alien races, there's a couple I wasn't too sure on. A lot of them, though, again, incredible makeup, prosthetics, animation, design work, costumes, just excellent. And they don't go over the top with language. I understand that to make something believable, you sometimes have to throw in alien language. It doesn't have to be all the time. And this does it just right, in my opinion. There's enough English for you to go, I'm just accepting that they speak English. But there's also enough random alien race language going about that you don't feel like you're completely taken away from it. Now, next thing to talk about then, I guess, would be Jason Momoa as Lobo. I wasn't sure what to expect from this, and just to clarify, I've never read the comics, any of the graphic novels. I didn't know who Lobo was. Looked great fun in the trailer, and this is the sort of role Jason Momoa is kind of made for. He is just he should be told more in films. You've been given a crazy character, act it how you would like. And he is so full of energy and fun and just silliness. It really made the role. It didn't need to be believable. I don't need to believe that Lobo killed his entire planet. I don't need to believe he's this bounty hunter who's absolutely insane. All I needed to see was something fun and ridiculous, and he absolutely hit a home run with it. And his interactions, as few as they are in the film, are brilliant. It's just, I genuinely, there's so much of this. I'm struggling to find any sort of negatives within it. I mean, to give you an idea of the story, because obviously I haven't even told you what the bloody story is. Geez, sorry everyone. The story's really simple. Kara, aka Supergirl, is trying to find herself. She's on a red-sunned planet because she can get twatted on alcohol and she can even feel pain. She can actually feel things here. Whereas back on Earth, she's basically being overlooked by Superman, her cousin of 10 years age difference, and she feels stuck. She feels like she's lost. She feels like she's being controlled to be something that she's not ready to be. Even had the Supergirl costume waiting almost for her, which is just ridiculous when you consider it. You don't know if she's going to turn up and be good. You don't know if she's going to turn up and be bad. I know he's meant to be light-hearted, as Kara says, and that he sees the good in everything. But to have had a costume ready-made is all a bit crazy. Anyway, bad guys turn up, kill an entire family except for the daughter. Daughter goes searching for someone to help her seek revenge. And basically Supergirl ends up stuck in the middle of it and beats everyone up, returns a sword that was stolen from the little girl and said, no, I don't really want to help you, but thank you, see you later. Next morning she's turned up and of course she ends up travelling around with her because the bad guys steal Supergirl's ship. And more importantly, and this is kind of the key point of the film, poison Krypto, giving her 3 days to find the antidote or Krypto will die. That is the thing that people in social media don't seem to like, when really what they're missing is that this is more, you could almost say it's a coming of age film. It's a coming of age for Supergirl to accept that she's no longer a child. She's no longer to be controlled by someone or looked over by someone, aka Superman in this instance, but instead to be her own person, and that she can choose to be good but still do it her way. Anyway, so they go off, they look for these people, they end up getting tricked and potentially turned into sex slave for the bad guys again. Lobo turns up, kicks up a fuss, and that then allows them to kick up more of a fuss. Thankfully, Yellow Sun Planet, she has her powers again. I've missed out the bus thing, but we've already talked about that. They finally then track down the bad guys, but oh, what a surprise. They've got to throw these sort of hooks into it. The planet's got 2 suns, one yellow, and it's a trap, it's a green sun. Okay. Supergirl's nearly dead. Young girl goes off to try and seek her revenge anyway, meets Lobo, who's got locked up. They work together for her to escape, blah, 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 blah. Nearly getting killed. Thankfully, Yellow Sun comes up, Supergirl recharges and decides, someone saved me even though she didn't need to. It's about time I grew up and I do things my way. And she obliterates the bad guys, saves the day. I'm not going to truly spoil the ending because you really need to be there to see it. And yeah, that's it. It's basically Supergirl realising she is now a grown-up and she needs to find something to do with her life rather than just sitting there being angry about what happened. Okay, I've spoken way too long on this. The end fight scene, by the way, has a brilliant rendition of Jimmy Eat World's The Middle. I don't know who did it. I will be looking it up. I will be adding it to my playlist. I love that there's a throwback to Superman being sent to Earth meant to be conqueror of worlds, which obviously didn't happen, but we see that in the original Superman film from last year, I want to say. But overall, for me, I'm very glad I didn't listen to that negativity. Very glad I didn't, because honestly, it very, very much doesn't deserve it. It does its own thing. It throws some spice in there. If you will, it sprinkles a little paprika in there, which the world just needs sometimes. And it's made it an incredibly enjoyable film. Is it for everyone? Well, no, it's not going to be for the die-hard fans, because honestly, I think they're going to always stop themselves from enjoying something that's been made and aimed towards them. They're going to pick holes in it, and they're going to go onto their forums online. They're going to spend their time on social media. And I genuinely don't understand why I stay on social media. It's such a cesspool of hatred. Whether it's X, whether it's Blue Sky, whether it's Threads, there's no happy place in any of those three. They all hate each other, and they all spend their own time spreading as much hate as they can. It's such a bizarre world. I would suggest you go and see it. You've got to make your own conclusions about it. I enjoyed it, but I'm me. If you want to go and see it, do it. If you're going to just listen to reviews, read reviews, and even listen to mine and then decide, no, it sounds a bit crap, I'm not going to go, well, that's on you. Don't miss out on any film based on what someone else tells you. If you think you want to see it and you have time and the ability to, go and see it. Great film. James Gunn's excelled himself again. I can see why he's at DC, and I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing whatever else he comes out with next, because this, like Peacemaker, like the previous Superman, for me, absolutely phenomenal. And by the way, don't sit in the theatre till the very end. There is no end credit scene. As soon as those credits are going up, you can get up and you can fuck off.
This was a Studio Channel 84 network show. To find more, head over to channel84.co.uk now.